Aki wakes up in a hospital bed and sees Denji and Power sitting next to him and reading manga. Power sees Denji eating an apple and demands that she eat it, but Denji refuses to give it to her, stating that she ran away and doesn't deserve it. Power lies, saying that she was hungry and that's why she left, but Denji doesn't believe her, and they continue arguing. Aki asked them who else survived from Division 4, and Denji revealed that Koban survived, as did the guy with glasses, but he quit. Denji explains that Makima called for him and Power, and they will be splitting up with Aki. Before leaving, Denji takes the basket with apples but decides to leave one for Aki. After that, Aki takes his sword and asks Cursed Devil how many years he has left, and Cursed Devil tells him that he has 2 years left. Aki takes a cigarette, and as he uses the lighter, he remembers Himeno and starts crying. Denji had forgotten his manga and returned to get it, but found Aki crying. He understands why, as he lost many friends, including Himeno. Denji wonders why he doesn't cry for her. He was sad when Pochita died. Himeno was the first to offer to be friends with him. He doesn't feel sad for her. Denji wonders if he will cry if Power dies, but his guess is no for either her or Aki. He then thinks of Makima but guesses that if she dies, he will feel down for a few days but then continue with his happy life. Denji then wonders if he has lost his human heart, but moments later decides not to think about serious stuff. After Denji and Power leave, Michiko and Yutaro visit Aki and introduce themselves as advisors who came per Makima's request. Denji and Power meet up with Makima at the cemetery. She tells them that the hotel incident and the recent attack prove that they are after Denji. Denji wonders if Makima will train them. However, Makima explains that she is quite busy and will be introducing them to someone perfect for the job. She takes them to Himeno's master, Kishibe, but before revealing his name, he wants to ask them a few questions first. Kishibe then asks Denji and Power how they felt when their teammates died and if they want revenge. Denji and Power state they didn't think much of it and are not interested in revenge. Kishibe asks them if they were on the human side or the devil's side. Denji states he's on the side that takes care of him, while Power states she's on the side of whoever is winning. Kishibe states that they scored perfectly and that there are not many of their type. He tells Makima to leave as their training is starting. Kishibe states he is a devil hunter from Division 1, and they can call him Master. He likes booze, women, and killing devils. He hugs them and snaps their necks, leaving them unable to move. He explains that they have the same bodies as humans, but they can recover by drinking blood. After he gives them blood and they recover, Denji wonders why he did that. Kishibe explains that Makima asked him to train them because, for some reason, the gun devil wants Denji's heart, and Makima is worried that Denji is quite weak. He has been training humans, but now he must train devils. His drunk self then came up with an idea. Since he is the strongest devil hunter, the devil that defeats him must be the strongest too. He will keep hunting Denji and Power until they defeat him. Denji and Power believe he is crazy, but as Kishibe comes at them, Power creates a blood hammer and gives it to Denji.
Arrest us if we kill him.
Denji.
However, in just a moment, Kishibe stabs Denji several times and cuts Power's throat. He knows that Denji is immortal while Power is semi-immortal, and all they think about is bashing someone's head. He always wanted a toy he couldn't break and intends to turn them into the best. At the hospital, Aki tries to call the Fox Devil, but it won't show up. Yutaro states it's because he abused the devil's power and got on its bad side. Yutaro also states that he can use the Cursed Devil a few more times. Aki then realizes why they are there, and the two explain that they do career coaching and wonder if Aki is considering quitting after the incident. It's fine if he wishes to continue, but he needs to be more prepared and make a contract with a stronger devil. Aki states that the one who killed his family and the one who killed his friends are still alive, so he can't quit. The two then leave, stating that they will be back tomorrow with some paperwork. A woman then enters, surprising Aki. At night, Kishibe tells Beat-Up Denji and Power that he is leaving and will meet them tomorrow at their place. Denji falls to the ground and starts making noises while zoning out. Pow realizes his brain is broken again and starts hitting him in the head, telling him to come back. Denji comes to his senses and asks Pow how many times has he been killed today. Pow guesses at least 20 times, but she also went unconscious after him, so she isn't entirely sure. While going home, Denji doesn't feel happy if he has to live like that. Pow suggests they run, but Denji states the public safety will hunt them if they do. Denji is annoyed at how strong Kishibe is. Pow then states she got an idea. She states that his brain is rotten due to the alcohol, and they should use their brains to fight him. Denji likes the idea of wanting to be like the smart characters in a manga. The two then decide to kill him with their intellect, feeling smarter already. The next day, Power and Denji wear glasses to look smarter and wait for Kishibe as he comes. Right before opening the door, Power and Denji start their super smart operation.
Let the cerebral warfare commence.
Nice blood weapon. Aimed straight in my head, too. So it's an ambush, is it? A role reversal of the hunter and the hunted.
And Power throws a blood spear through the door, but Kishibe evades. Having prepared bottles of blood, Power turns them to spears, coming for Kishibe from above, but he again evades. Kishibe breaks all the spears, and Denji comes from above, attempting to hit him with an axe. However, an instant later, Kishibe turns and kicks Denji, knocking off his glasses and Denji. Kishibe notes this was their best attempt, and they should use their brains more. They failed for two reasons. Power used too much blood and made herself anemic. And 2, Denji failed to predict Kishibe's attack. Kishibe then congratulates them for the try and adds that they are done for today. Denji tells Power about it, and she feels lucky, as Denji attempts to stand.
But all in all, a good try, so let's call it. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Hey, Powie. He said we're done for today.
Yes.
What? Beast should know better than to trust anything a hunter says to him.
Kishibe throws a knife at his head, stating that prey shouldn't trust the hunter. Michiko and Yutaro take Aki to a special facility, explaining that making a contract with a strong devil will mean the contract should be brutal too. They walk through some cells, and Yutaro explains that this is where public safety locks up the devils they capture. Yutaro then recalls seeing the girl who entered Aki's room after them and wonders if she is his girlfriend. Aki explains to his teammates that that's her sister. Yutaro wonders if she hit Aki. Aki denies it and explains that she gave him letters that her sister had sent him, and she believes Aki should read them too. Reading them, Aki sees that Himeno is wondering how to make Aki quit. They take him to cell 108, noting that they want Aki to make a contract with the devil. Inside the future devil, he reveals that 2 people have contracts with him. One gave half of their lifespan, while the other gave it their eyes, senses of taste, and smell. Aki then enters the cell and faces the future devil. Aki enters the cell of the future devil, who keeps repeating the future rules and wants Aki to say them too. However, Aki ignores him and explains that he is there to form a contract with him and ask him what he wants in return. Future devil notes that Aki has a bad attitude. He wants to see Aki's future and then decide if he wants to form a contract. He tells Aki to stick his head into his gut. Aki is surprised but still sticks his head out. After a few moments, the future devil laughs and states that he wants to live in his right eye and that he will grant him his power. The future devil states that Aki's face is asking if that's all and explains that it's because Aki's death in the future will be brutal. He starts telling him how he will die, but Aki stops him, not wanting to listen, and tells him to enter his eye. Kishibe beats Denji and Power once again. He congratulates them on their try and notes they no longer need to do this each day, but once a week he tells them to keep their heads cool and not forget what weapons they have. Kishibe then explains that they will be doing live combat training as they will be attacking the snake devil, Ghost Devil, and Katana Man. Everyone from the new Division 4 will be involved, but if they fail, the division will be dissolved, and Denji and Power will be disposed of for real by Kishibe. Denji states that if it comes to that, he will show mercy and spare Kishibe's life, as he made him stronger. Later, Kishibe meets with Makima, who hopes that he will continue to train Denji and Power. Kishibe states that he is tired of them already and that each time he trains someone who ends up dying, he ends up drinking more. He guessed that wouldn't happen to toys, but he guesses that due to his age, he even starts to get attached. Kishibe is sure that public safety wasn't clueless about the attack on the divisions and asks Makima if she knew about it. He says he doesn't care about her plans or how many of his dogs die as long as she is serving mankind's interests. Makima states she wants to save as many people as possible from the devils, and if the operation is a success, Division 4's existence will become part of the public record. That way, they will have more freedom and be able to save more people. Kishibe then calls her a liar. Katana Man and Akane are in their hideout with their team. Akane mentions that even if they run, there is no place that is safe from Makima. She tells the other men that even if Katana Man dies, he can be brought back to life, but the rest of the men need to be careful not to get bitten. They wonder what she means, and Katana Man explains that they have a secret weapon left by his grandfather and that below them there is an army of zombies made by people who couldn't pay their debt. Yutaro hears that Aki is after the Gun Devil and asks him if he really believes he can take him down, considering he just lost to another person. Yutaro reveals that he too joined public safety due to a beef with the Gun Devil, but he isn't trying to kill him as it's impossible. Looking at Aki makes Yutaro mad as he finds him really weak, but Aki acts like he's someone big. Aki doesn't care what they say and tells him to sit back and watch, and if he ends up dead, they can laugh at him. After dropping Aki off at the public safety office, Yutaro gives him a drink and states that even if he makes him mad, he's still rooting for him. He gives him advice, and when he hears that everyone in this special division is crazy, he must watch for himself. Makima meets with the current Yakuza boss that Katana Man belongs to. He explains that he heard they got into a fight with some of the younger members in his group, but assures her it wasn't on his orders. He shows a picture of Akane and explains that he heard she was behind it and got them into deals with the Gun Devil. Makima wonders what kind of deal the man made, and the man explains that they owe 20,000 yen to the Gun Devil, and in exchange they receive guns and ammo. Makima then asks him to write down the names of everyone in his organization that has a contract with the Gun Devil. The man agrees, thinking that she will just throw them in jail for some time. Makima also wants the names of other families, not just his organization. The man states that that is stupid, as if the other families find out, it will mean war between the families. The man asks Makima if she has heard of the term necessary evil and explains that if they end up wiping themselves out, it will open Japan to foreign mafia. And the Chinese and Russian mafia are even worse than them, and they are currently keeping those foreigners away. Makima then brings out a paper bag, and the man jokes that a bribe won't change his mind. Makima explains it's not money but things belonging to the families of all the men in the room, and it's the eyes of their lovers, wives, grandparents, siblings, and other relatives. The man checks the bag and is shocked to see it full of eyes. Makima explains that they have someone who can return the eyes without problem, and if he cooperates, she will introduce him to that person. One of the men grabs Makima by the shoulder, wanting to punch her, but as she stares at him, he stops, his nose starts bleeding, and then he falls to his knees. Makima states that he uses necessary evil as an excuse for his actions, but society doesn't need his excuses.
Take you